Ethan had just moved into his new apartment, a small place in a crumbling old building at the edge of town. It wasn't much to look at, a bit worn with creaky floors and peeling paint, but it was affordable, and Ethan was eager for a fresh start. The neighbors kept to themselves, the hallways were eerily quiet, and the nights, while peaceful, had a strange, unsettling air to them. Ethan often found himself wondering why such a large building felt so empty. It was on his third night there that things started to feel off. The wind outside had picked up, howling through the cracks in the old windows, making the building groan. Ethan tried to sleep, but was kept awake by the constant creaking of the wood beneath the floorboards and the whistling of the wind. As the clock approached midnight, the sound changed. At first it was just a soft, irregular tapping. It seemed to come from the walls themselves, as though someone or something was knocking from within. At first Ethan ignored it, assuming it was just the usual noises of an old building settling. He pulled the covers up and rolled over, trying to block it out, but the knocking became more deliberate, louder, rhythmic. Knock, knock, knock. Ethan sat up in bed, his heart racing. It wasn't just the sound. It was the way it seemed to be calling for his attention. He threw off the blankets and got up, trying to locate the source of the sound. The apartment was dark, except for the dim light from a street lamp outside his window, casting long, eerie shadows. He walked through the narrow hallway, each step creaking beneath him as the knocking grew louder. But as soon as he reached the front door, it stopped. Silence. He pressed his ear against the wall, straining to hear. Nothing. But then, from deep within the walls, something else started. A low, hushed whisper. At first Ethan thought it was the wind, but as the sound grew, it became clear. It was voices, not just one, but many, and they were whispering his name. Ethan. His blood turned cold. He stepped back from the door, his breath quickening. The whispers were all around him now, seeming to come from every direction, from the very walls of the apartment itself. Ethan! They called again, soft but insistent. Desperately, he ran to the windows, checking each one. Locked. He tried the front door. It wouldn't budge. He was trapped. The whispers grew louder, more frantic, as if they were urging him to do something. But he couldn't understand. His heart pounded in his chest, and his mind raced with fear and confusion. Suddenly, the back door creaked open, just a crack, as though someone or something had slipped in. Ethan froze, his breath caught in his throat. The air in the apartment grew thick, suffocating. He wanted to run, to escape, but his legs wouldn't move. The whispers were now a cacophony, all repeating his name over and over, each one more insistent than the last. Ethan, welcome home.